Hello, welcome to Supreme Commander Forge Alliance. This is a game between Zock and Isen, the two most entertaining players, in my opinion. At this moment, here on the rank ladder, we got Zock playing as UEF going for his ground. This map, very unique map. You got basically a large sea and a large body of massa. You can either go for sea or land. A lot of rocks early on. And Isen stays with Cybern. It's a very difficult faction, but he's staying with it. He's going first land as well. Got quite a few pigeons, 5 pigeons, perhaps an air factory here, and very early hunter as well as a scout coming after Isen. Some early aggression. We see first 2 energies from Zock here at minute 1. And going to the hydro pretty quick there. It's a pretty big difference in the builds. We see an early energy here from Isen. He's going to go after the rocks, and you can see Isen is really going to exploit those rocks. He got 2 mass extractors but 5 pigeons, something you can't usually do. And here come the hunter. He's going to sneak in, and actually it looks like he will take out an engineer. Success for that hunter. Mech Marine versus hunter, using that radar to its advantage. Some of the shots went to the radar, but it looks like Mech Marine has won that battle. Here after 2 minutes, some wins for both players. 2 kills for the Mech Marine, another hunter coming in. Actually it's a Mantis. So let's see a Mech Marine with a star versus a Mantis. We will have this confrontation. And that micro, easy win for the Mantis. We see air factory, land factory, and a navy for Zock. We already see a naval factory for Isen, so second navy. He's got some submarines coming out. The submarines really dominate early on, and looks like this might be trouble for Zock. He's just finishing up his naval factory. We also see an air factory, third air for Isen. He's just getting his hydro. Has a few expanded energies. This Mantis is providing a little security. But now we got now that Mantis just got killed by a group of tanks. And now they got exposed engineers there, but Isen looks like he'll be able to intercept just in time with the ACU. So good timing there from Isen. If he can get up, should be a few kills for his ACU. Both ACUs get on the land, and now we got some early bombers coming in from Isen. Prevents the completion of the second naval factory. Let's see first frigate here from Zock. That is a bit of a mistake, given that these can't shoot at submarines, and submarine is going to get free shots. Only one naval factory actually just built a submarine and an engineer. And it looks like this submarine is going to chase the frigate and not attack the factory. It's a big chunk of mass here that Isen is going to pick up. And in the middle, some aggressive engineers from Zock. Looks like this engineer is looking for a way to get down to assist, but now he's going to run away, so that was a bit of a mistake. Isen getting a few land factories up on top in an air fight. 2 air factories for Isen here in minute 5. Only 1 for Zock, and Zock having some power problems it seems, but does have a few hydras here. One thing to note, a lot of hydras in the water, 3 hydras. If you can get control of that, he'll be in good shape. And it looks like that frigate, 4 kills, gets taken out by the submarine. Submarine for Zock as well, so we're going to see some submarine warfare. 2 submarines now for Isen. With submarines, it's all about that first shot and all about numbers. Really low health, but a lot of damage. Looks like Isen just brought a second sub just to save his first. So good work there, and Zock could be in a little bit of trouble. See a third naval factory coming out for Zock. Isen working on a second and third as well. A bomber coming in now for Isen. Damages a few of those tanks. Isen is standing on the middle hydro. There's also, it looks like, it's 5 hydros on land here. 3 on top. It's a very even battle in terms of map control so far, both in Navy and land, but Navy should be shifting in Isen's favor. Although there are multiple submarines now for Zock. And Mantis versus tanks, plus a Tech 1 PD being built here by Zock here, minute 7. And in terms of air, pretty even, although it looks like Isen has some numbers, some bombers coming out now for Zock. Not clear what they're looking for. They didn't find any targets and got shot. And now an engineer here on this land. There's some rocks here, haven't noticed before. Now it appears that we didn't miss a fight here. In terms of submarine warfare, 4 submarines for Zock. Zock should be taking over the bottom. There is only 1 sub now, 4. He's got a second coming out, but 2v4, big advantage for Zock. Zock is moving in. And up on top we do have this fight between the ACUs. 11 kills for Zock, Isen with 8. This Tech 1 PD is going to be a big advantage. Siren takes a long time to kill. The PD, and this sneaky Mantis is going to sneak into this corner. See some T2 mass extractors for Zock. And in terms of Navy, Isen having massive problems. Using numbers here, they kill a single submarine very quickly. Should see some more, 2 more submarines and a frigate coming out now. This is a really tough battle. Isen just ran into a PD. Although Zock is lower in health, this PD is taken out finally. And it does appear that Isen is getting an advantage up on top in terms of land as well as air, and Zock is going to retreat. So victory in Navy, but a loss in land for Zock. And Isen losing Navy, it's really bad. He's going to eventually start losing his main base. He's really got to make this victory count. I see some sneaky tanks taking out mass extractors. Tech 1 PD here for Zock. Isen 4,000 health, Zock at 3,000. Preventing that PD from being built, and this is going to be an exposed base here for Zock. It's a victory for Isen. You can see now a total loss of Navy for Isen. A pretty large Tech 1 Air Force, Tech 1 Navy. And up on top, a lot of units to reclaim, plus a lot of mass extractors. If Isen can take advantage. We're seeing Tech 2 land now for Isen. Looks like he is making some flak just to secure air. This air fight is shifting in Zock's favor. One thing to note, as soon as Zock gets all these mass extractors and hydros, he's going to be in pretty good shape, but he is losing units here up on top of factory and 3 mass extractors and a hydro. Isen now with 18 kills, Zock with 22, and so much dead mass here all over the place. And looks like a T2 mass extractor will be lost. There's a Medusa here, Artie. He can fire Artie down into Zock's main base, and that's going to be trouble. There's a hydro plus a lot of power here, power storage. So not a good situation for Zock there. You can see how this looks. It's a big mountain. You can see this Medusa is going to get a lot of kills. Actually some Manta shooting down as well. And up on top we see missile launchers from Isen. These are Tech 2 ground. Isen controlling this choke point and just shooting missiles directly into Zock's base. Zock does not have T2 anywhere, which will allow him to counter those. UEF is pretty weak in that. In any case, it looks like Zock is really taking his time, taking control of Navy. There's also this engineer. Looks like Zock is going to try to rebuild here on the secret land behind the Navy. Should take care of that engineer from Isen. These missile launchers should be getting a lot of kills eventually. See, losing a lot of power here. Zock still has a nice land force, but eventually, and now we see the gun upgrade now, 20 kills for Isen, followed by a lot of Manta. This choke point's gonna be big trouble. Can Zock really dive into the water? It doesn't. There's really no way unless he has T2 air. So he's gonna have nowhere to run. Zock would probably pull some of his Navy back. You can see main base for Isen really took a lot of hits from that Navy, but Zock's main base getting wiped out slowly here. And it appears that on this map, taking land does have its advantage. A lot more stuff going on up there than in the Navy. Some Tech 1 PDs for Zock, 29 kills now. Isen 49. These Manta are just doing whatever they want in Zock's base. see some, looks like he had T2 air planned for Zock. He needs to plan an escape to get his ACU from the mainland. It's a big, it looks like T3 land coming out for Isen. And Isen's going to have a lot to reclaim here. Looks like he still has a lot to reclaim up on top, getting a few mass extractors to T2. Actually quite a few T2 mass extractors for Isen. Looks like a couple T2 mass extractors for Zock in the water as well. And the last units for Zock here getting wiped out. Here comes a transport for Zock. Let's see if that's successful evacuation. Although T2 flak not coming in, it'll be very dangerous to get put this ACU in a transport if those are near. It looks like now Zock's naval factory is getting wiped out, and now Zock successfully gets off that island. The question is, where does he go? Looks like he's going to go to Isen's main base, and now we have something of a switch. That's a good move there from Zock. I'll give him a little more time. Perhaps T2 Navy here from Zock. He's got plenty of eco now. He's spamming some air. He's going to get some T2 power, and T2 Navy will be very powerful, although we are now seeing T3 Arty. Mobile Arty can cover a large chunk of this map. Be very dangerous for Zock. Now Zock with 30 kills, getting some mass. Now we are seeing the Manti running back. Gonna try to put some pressure on Zock, although this Arty is putting plenty of pressure on him. It's be very dangerous to get on this transport, and it looks like he's thinking about it. But that's going to be a bad idea with all those interceptors. He's going to lose that T2 transport. Some more air coming in now for Zock. 31 kills. Perhaps he can get 40. Multiple mobile Arty here from Isen. It appears that Zock will win that air fight. Yet another transport now for Zock. But Zock really's got to get a T2 Navy if he wants to start clawing his way back in this one. Dodging Arty now. 33 kills. He does have a T1 Navy here that should support him. 36 kills. Perhaps the Navy should go take out those T3 Arty. That'd be a very good move. Now 40 kills, a little more health for Zock. Zock moving in with his transport. If he gets hit by a shell, nope, he actually gets out. Yet another successful evacuation there for Zock. But now this T1 Navy is going to be in a bit of trouble against these Artys. More Artys, just total Arty spam now for Isen. And now we are seeing Navy for Zock. He's not producing anything but T2 power. That was awesome. That was T2 bombers taking out T3 Arty there. A nice snipe, although we see Isen has a nice air force of his own. Looks like Isen is taking air back. Some shields now, T2 engineers, actually T3 engineers getting T2 PDs. Looks like a little bit of power problems for Isen. One thing to note about Isen, still no T2 power. He does have a couple hydros. Looks like 4 hydros, 3 hydros for Zock, and he does have a T2 power. He's going T2 Navy, and it looks like he's going a big air spam here. So a pretty exciting game here at minute 21. Very unusual. This is, I guess, what happens on this map. I see a couple of T2 mask extractors for Zock, so he does have a pretty decent eco. Looks like 5 T2 mask, 6 T2 mask extractors for Zock. Although a lot more reclaim for Isen here. Here coming up on minute 22. Isen's reclaimed nearly at 10,000. Zock is only at 4,000, so that's a pretty big difference. Although some power advantage for Zock. Well, not even that. Very even power. And cruisers coming out now for Zock. Cruisers and shields will be very powerful here. Although we gotta know Isen's playing Cybern, so very good TMD. You can already see he's investing in the TMD. His ACU is T2 engineering. Getting a few mass extractors too. T2 plus getting T2 power. Already got a T2 power there. Now Zock once again here A little bit of trouble, 42 kills. Walking around in the ocean. One thing to note about this beach, you can go from land into ocean, unlike on the mainland. This Artie's doing a lot of damage. Looks like this Artie's trying to hit those submarines. Submarines are preventing the construction of this navy. And it does look like Isen is trying to hit these mask extractors and submarine, which are deep underneath the water, but it doesn't look like that. Actually, that was a kill there. So it really depends on the depth of the water if you can do that. The missile launchers versus the frigate here. If the frigate doesn't move, it's going to die. This cruiser's taking a little while to build. T2 gunships for Zock, who's got a radar, a shield, a T2 radar, and a bit of an air fight here. Should be pretty close. We see some gunships moving in as well. Let's see how well Zock uses these gunships. It looks like they will run into some interceptors. T2 mass extractors are the target. And it appears that Zock is taking air control, although still plenty of air for Isen to try to take out those gunships. And if there's any T2 flak here, as we see, that's going to be very devastating, and Zock is going to have to retreat. So it looks like he really only killed one T2 mass extractors. There's also T2 flak right there. So good defense there from Isen. Perhaps Zock can attack through the other channel, but we already see T2 flak there as well. Here comes a cruiser. I was seeing Zock underwater trying to prevent the construction of this naval factory, but now it's just getting hit by some missiles. Zock says he underwater getting hit by some arty. There's also a T1 submarine attacking Zock's ACU. Couple actually now 3. So we see these hives. They're really keeping this factory alive and spamming those submarines extremely fast. We see a shield and a cruiser, and here comes a destroyer. Zock really needs that destroyer, just a torpedo boat, because this cruiser can't fire back at those torpedoes. Now Zock making some torpedo launchers. Zock going down quite low in health. He really needs to get out of the water. He's trying to hide behind this torpedo launcher, see if he survives, and or gets under the shield. But Isen getting on land, that's going to be a big problem for Zock. Submarines can now start taking out T2 mass extractors. See, every single mass extractor in the water is T2 for Zock. So those can be pretty big losses. And you can see these missiles can't destroy that factory faster than the hives can repair it. That's currently the problem for Zock. But now here comes a destroyer. Perhaps he can use a destroyer, although a EF destroyer cannot outrange this arty. But it can shoot back at those submarines. Looks like yet another cruiser. Torpedo boats is really what Zock needs. More T2 power now for Isen. Isen's just getting a really good eco. Here comes this destroyer. Having to dodge a few of those missiles, but a lot more firepower on this unit. Now T2 coming out for Isen. He's got T2 submarines, and that's going to be a huge problem. Now I really got to get torpedo boats. We see another shield coming out for Zock. Zock making more T2 mass extractors, rebuilding the ones he's lost. And you can see a lot of T2 submarines now popping up for Isen. Some bombers coming out for Isen, getting hit by cruisers. 5 kills for that torpedo launcher. Zock really playing dangerously here, pretty low health, trying to get another mass extractor. But you can see the effect of these cruisers. They're killing some more of those units for Isen. And this T2 subs looks like a combination of a destroyer and shields are doing the job for Zock. This is really the big problem here for Zock if he can take out these hives, but they're under multiple shields. And more destroyers. You can see here 1, 2, 3 shields. So there looks like a power surge. Without power surges, it'll be very difficult to break Zock's navy. Yet another T2 submarine. These are stealthy, trying to take out mass extractors. And also this already putting pressure on those shields. Pretty nice Tech 1 air spam. We see some Janus bombers as well as gunships from here comes a destroyer. No more units for Zock from the naval factory. This is really the weaker base here for Isen, but it will take a little while to kill. 3 Tech 2 submarines, now 4. For Isen, and this is becoming a problem. We are seeing destroyers getting taken out. Of course, these submarines have anti-torpedoes, so once they get in large numbers, it's very hard to hit them. They get that under. So one problem with the destroyers for UEF, they're really weak at torpedoes. Zock should know that. It's very strange that he doesn't just put out like 3 or 4 torpedo boats, which are pretty cheap, and just solve this problem. Looks like he did solve it, but with some losses. And Artie's hitting his navy from all directions. Looks like he is going T3 navy, a battleship or something. That would be crazy. That would be pretty crazy, a battleship on this map. We see a Soothsayer T3 power for Isen, so meanwhile Eisen's getting a very good eco. And that doesn't look really good for Zock. Zock gets back on dry land. His navy is getting hit by torpedoes and Artie. This is how you control a navy here by Isen. Looks like Janus bombers is where most of Zock's eco is going. Looks like he's given up on this T3 factory and actually self-destructed it. He's going to take that mass. So now Zock is going to a different mode. He's going to go for a snipe. He's got a pretty nice air force. And how many Janus bombers does it take to take out an ACU? Setting around a whole bunch of shields, and there is no surprises here with this unit. That allows Isen to see most of the map. If we look now at minute 35, Isen can see a lot of the map. And without having naval control, it's going to be a huge loss of economy for Zock. Absolutely no mass extractors here at this mainland. And these submarines are preventing Zock from reclaiming his T3 shipyard. Oh, here is the air fight. See a lot of T2 bombers here. Cyber T2 bombers are not very good in air-to-air fights. We just saw some bombers try to hit Isen. It looks like they've broken through the shields, and Isen takes a little bit of damage on his ACU. Still plenty of shields, however, for Isen. Is just one Tech 1 Air Force, a couple more Janus bombers, but flying over Tech 2 flak is really a bad thing to do for your Air Force. Can't get that chunk of mass. Not only 3 T2 mass extractors left for Zock. Here minute 37 doesn't look like it's going to be a long game here. We see a couple gunships moving out. Zock taking out some power, some Artie. Now we're actually seeing destroyers from Isen, and these are going to put a lot of pain on Zock. Cyber destroyers got longer range than UEF. It's actually hitting these air fighters. As long as Isen doesn't get close enough for Zock to overcharge. Really not much hope. Taking out power storage. More Janus bombers moving in. They nearly take out that T3 power. Not very much health left. But it doesn't look like too many of those bombers survived. That was just a single pass. That was a very costly scout there from Zock. And Zock is running out of space, not getting another upgrade. Tried to get in a transport, does get shot. And it is game over now. So very well played by both players, but we've just seen taking the top is better than taking the bottom on this map.